Top 30 ESL Teacher Interview Questions and Answers. Preparing for an ESL teacher interview requires confidence, clarity, and strong communication skills. Employers seek educators who can adapt lessons, engage diverse learners, and create supportive classroom environments. This guide provides the top 30 ESL teacher interview questions, along with clear, professional 70-word answers designed to help you stand out. Whether you're a new teacher or experienced instructor, these responses will strengthen your preparation and boost your chances of success. 1. Why do you want to be an ESL teacher? I want to be an ESL teacher because I enjoy helping students gain confidence in their language skills and communication abilities. Teaching English allows me to support learners from diverse backgrounds while promoting cultural understanding. I find joy in creating meaningful lessons, celebrating student progress, and fostering a positive, inclusive environment. This profession allows me to make a lasting impact by helping students achieve academic, personal, and future career goals confidently. 2. What teaching methods do you use in an ESL classroom? I use a combination of communicative teaching, task-based learning, and interactive activities to support student engagement. My lessons incorporate group work, role plays, visual aids, and real-life examples to help students practice speaking, listening, reading, and writing. I adapt my methods based on learners' levels and learning styles. I also emphasize student-centered activities to build confidence and ensure meaningful language use in authentic, practical contexts. 3. How do you handle students with different proficiency levels? I differentiate instruction by adjusting tasks, grouping students strategically, and providing scaffolding such as sentence starters, visuals, and vocabulary lists. For advanced learners, I include extension activities that encourage deeper thinking. I use formative assessments to understand individual needs and adapt instruction accordingly. Pairing mixed ability students also encourages peer learning. This approach ensures every student feels supported, challenged, and able to participate actively regardless of skill level. 4. How do you keep students engaged in your lessons? I keep students engaged by incorporating interactive activities like games, role plays, multimedia, and real-world examples. I vary lesson formats to maintain interest and incorporate student-centered tasks that encourage participation. I ask open-ended questions, use relatable topics, and integrate technology when appropriate. By creating a supportive environment where students feel safe to speak and make mistakes, I help them stay motivated and confident throughout the lesson. 5. How do you manage classroom behavior? I establish clear expectations at the beginning of the course and reinforce them consistently. I build positive relationships with students, which helps prevent behavior issues. If problems arise, I address them calmly and privately, focusing on solutions rather than punishment. I also use engaging lessons to reduce off-task behavior. By creating a respectful, structured, and supportive environment, I help students stay focused and develop strong learning habits. 6. How you assess student progress. I use a combination of formative and summative assessments, including quizzes, oral presentations, writing tasks, and classroom participation. I also observe students during group work and track their improvement over time. Self-assessments and peer reviews help students reflect on their learning. I provide constructive feedback that highlights strengths while offering suggestions for improvement. This balanced approach ensures I understand each student's progress and tailor future instruction effectively. 7. What experience do you have teaching English learners? I have experience teaching English learners across multiple levels, from beginners to advanced students. I've taught grammar, pronunciation, reading, writing, and conversational English using interactive, student-centered methods. I've worked with learners from diverse cultural backgrounds and adapted my teaching to meet their needs. My experience includes classroom lessons, online instruction, and one-on-one tutoring. These roles have strengthened my ability to support varying learning styles effectively. 8. How do you support students struggling with English? I provide additional guidance by breaking concepts into manageable steps, using visuals, modeling language, and offering extra practice opportunities. I check for understanding frequently and encourage students to ask questions. One-on-one support, simplified instructions, and differentiated activities help struggling learners improve gradually. I also build their confidence by celebrating small achievements. By creating a patient and supportive environment, I help them overcome challenges and stay motivated. 9. How do you incorporate technology into ESL teaching? I use digital tools such as language apps, online quizzes, videos, and interactive activities to make lessons engaging and adaptable. Technology helps reinforce vocabulary, pronunciation, and listening skills through multimedia resources. I also use virtual collaboration tools for group work. These tools allow individualized learning paths and immediate feedback. By balancing technology with traditional methods, I ensure students develop strong, practical language skills suited for modern communication. 10. How do you teach grammar effectively? I teach grammar using clear explanations followed by meaningful practice activities. I begin with examples and guide students to identify patterns. Then, I use communicative exercises, such as dialogues or writing tasks, to reinforce usage in real-life contexts. I avoid overwhelming students by focusing on one concept at a time and using visuals or timelines when helpful. This approach builds both understanding and confidence in applying grammar correctly. 11. How do you handle shy or anxious students? I encourage shy or anxious students by creating a supportive, low-pressure environment and offering gentle encouragement. I begin with simple tasks and gradually increase participation opportunities. Pair and small group activities help them feel comfortable speaking. I avoid putting them on the spot and instead build confidence through praise and positive reinforcement. Over time, they become more comfortable contributing and expressing themselves in English. 12. How do you make learning enjoyable for students? I incorporate games, storytelling, music, role-play, and interactive exercises to keep learning fun and memorable. I choose topics that relate to students' interests and real-life experiences. By designing student-centered activities and promoting creativity, I make lessons dynamic and enjoyable. I also celebrate progress and create a positive classroom atmosphere where students feel motivated and engaged. This helps maintain enthusiasm and encourages active participation. 13. What strategies do you use to teach pronunciation? I teach pronunciation by modeling correct sounds, using repetition, and providing phonetic examples. Visual aids, such as mouth diagrams and videos, help students understand articulation. I incorporate listening exercises, minimal pairs, and rhythm practice to improve accuracy. I also use recordings so students can hear themselves and track improvement. By offering patient, consistent practice, I help learners build confidence and clarity in their spoken English. 14. How do you adapt lessons for different learning styles? I include a mix of visual, auditory, and kinesthetic activities to support various learning preferences. Visual learners benefit from images and charts, auditory learners from discussions and recordings, and kinesthetic learners from hands-on tasks. I also vary my teaching methods, using demonstrations, group work, and real-life examples. This balanced approach ensures every student can engage with the material in a way that suits their strengths. 15. How do you motivate students? I motivate students by setting clear goals, recognizing their progress, and designing engaging lessons. I relate activities to real-life situations, so they see the value of learning English. I also provide choices and activities, which increases ownership and interest. Positive reinforcement, encouragement, and meaningful challenges help students stay focused. Building strong relationships and creating a supportive environment also boosts motivation and confidence. 16. What do you do if students are not participating? I identify the cause, whether it's shyness, confusion, or lack of interest, and adjust my approach accordingly. I use pair or small group activities to encourage participation and create a safe environment for speaking. I also incorporate more engaging tasks, ask open-ended questions, and provide clear instructions. By building confidence and offering supportive feedback, I help students feel more comfortable participating actively. 17. How do you prepare lesson plans? I begin by identifying learning objectives and aligning activities to meet them. I choose materials, vocabulary, and grammar points relevant to the topic. I organize a lesson into warm-up, presentation, practice, and production stages. I include interactive tasks, varied teaching methods, and opportunities for assessment. Flexibility is key, so I prepare extensions or simplified activities as needed. This structure ensures well-organized lessons that support student learning effectively. 18. How do you handle cultural differences in the classroom? I respect and acknowledge cultural diversity by creating an inclusive, welcoming environment. I encourage students to share their backgrounds and experiences, promoting mutual understanding. I avoid assumptions and ensure materials reflect cultural sensitivity. If misunderstandings occur, I address them respectfully and use them as learning opportunities. By celebrating diversity and fostering open communication, I help students feel valued and connected. 19. How do you teach vocabulary effectively? I teach vocabulary using visuals, examples, context sentences, and repetition. I introduce new words through engaging activities like games, discussions, or storytelling. I encourage students to use vocabulary in speaking and writing tasks to reinforce retention. I also review previously learned words regularly. By presenting vocabulary in meaningful contexts and offering varied practice, I help students build strong, lasting language skills. 20. How do you handle disruptive behavior? I address disruptive behavior calmly by reminding students of expectations and redirecting them privately. I try to understand the underlying cause and offer support when needed. Engaging lessons often reduce off-task behavior, so I keep activities interactive and purposeful. I maintain consistency, fairness, and respect in all interactions. Through clear communication and positive relationships, I promote a cooperative classroom environment. 21. What do you enjoy most about teaching ESL? I enjoy watching students build confidence and seeing their progress over time. Helping learners overcome language challenges and communicate effectively is highly rewarding. I appreciate the diversity of cultures, perspectives, and personalities in an ESL classroom. Every day brings new opportunities for creativity and meaningful interactions. Knowing that I am contributing to students' academic and personal development motivates me and makes teaching ESL fulfilling. 22. How do you handle students who refuse to speak English? I gradually encourage speaking by starting with simple questions, pair activities, and low-pressure tasks. I avoid forcing participation and instead build confidence through supportive feedback and engaging topics. I model language frequently and provide sentence starters to help them begin. As trust grows, students feel more comfortable speaking. Positive reinforcement and patience are key to helping reluctant learners participate more fully. 23. How do you teach listening skills? I use audio recordings, songs, videos, and real conversations to expose students to natural English. I provide pre-listening activities to build context, then guide students through focused listening tasks. I develop critical listening by asking comprehension questions and encouraging note-taking. Repetition and varied difficulty levels help students improve gradually. This balanced approach strengthens understanding and builds confidence in real-life communication. 24. How do you use games in the ESL classroom? I use games to reinforce vocabulary, grammar, and speaking skills in fun, interactive ways. Games such as charades, quizzes, role plays, and team competitions encourage participation and build language confidence. I align games with lesson objectives to ensure meaningful learning. They help students practice English naturally while staying motivated. By making lessons enjoyable, games create a positive classroom atmosphere that supports effective language development. 25. What challenges have you faced as an ESL teacher? Common challenges include varying proficiency levels, diverse learning needs, and limited student confidence. I address these by differentiating instruction, using scaffolding, and creating a supportive environment. Cultural differences may also require sensitivity and adaptability. Additionally, motivating reluctant learners can be challenging, but engaging activities and encouragement help. These challenges strengthen my teaching skills and improve my ability to support students effectively. 26. How do you manage time during lessons? I manage time by planning structured lessons with clear stages and estimated durations. I prioritize essential objectives and remain flexible if students need more support. Timers, transition cues, and organized materials help lessons run smoothly. I incorporate fast finishers tasks and adjust pacing based on student responses. Effective time management ensures balanced instruction and active participation throughout the class. 27. How do you give feedback to students? I provide feedback that is clear, constructive, and encouraging. I highlight strengths first, then offer specific suggestions for improvement. I use examples to demonstrate correct usage and provide opportunities for students to practice again. Written comments, verbal feedback, and one-on-one discussions help address different learning needs. My goal is to support growth while building confidence and motivation. 28. How do you prepare students for exams? I review exam formats, practice sample questions, and reinforce essential skills such as reading comprehension, listening, writing, and speaking. I teach test-taking strategies like time management, scanning, and organizing answers. Regular quizzes and mock tests help identify areas needing improvement. I also provide vocabulary lists and grammar reviews. This structured approach builds confidence and helps students perform successfully on exams. 29. How do you create a positive learning environment? I create a positive environment by building respectful relationships, encouraging participation, and acknowledging student progress. I establish clear expectations and maintain consistency. Engaging activities, supportive feedback, and inclusive teaching help students feel valued. I also promote cultural understanding and create opportunities for collaboration. This atmosphere helps students develop confidence and enjoy learning English. 30. How do you stay updated with ESL teaching trends? I stay updated by attending workshops, webinars, and professional development courses. I follow reputable teaching blogs, research studies, and educational communities. I also exchange ideas with colleagues and try new classroom strategies. Continuous learning helps me refine my teaching methods and incorporate effective trends into my lessons. Staying current ensures my instruction remains engaging, relevant, and beneficial for students. Preparing for an ESL teacher interview becomes easier with clear practice and structured answers. These top 30 questions help you demonstrate your teaching philosophy, classroom management strategies, and passion for supporting English learners. Review them thoroughly, adapt responses to your experiences, and practice speaking confidently. With preparation and the right mindset, you can impress interviewers and show that you are dedicated, capable, and ready to make a meaningful impact as an ESL teacher.